Welcome, my friends, and welcome to your bi-weeklies going from July 16th to July 31st. So before I start, just a few quick announcements. Welcome to all new people to this channel, and I hope you're going to like it. So if you do, please also join Facebook, and for every share post, it's going to count like one entry toward a possibility of winning a free reading. Also, there is like 2-question offer for $45. You can check it on my website under July specials. And second special is X spread, which you can see from my X series released last week, how this works. It is currently for $50. So let's start. Hi Capricorn, welcome to your bi-weeklies, and I have shuffled the cards, and in addition to our tarot deck I'm bringing some other things over here. So let's start with love oracle cards. First of all, I have romantic feelings here for you. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So I guess some Capricorns have been stuck a little bit, kind of like up to this point, and last time I think we start seeing some kind of action happening, the passion coming back, and this is love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So this really talks about where do we go from here, like, and what is important, right? And of course it is really important to be centered. It's important to kind of appreciate who we are and also understand like what we really need to work on. Now, interestingly here from the Zen Tarot, I got this, basically, the Miser. Not a happy title, but if you really look at this card, right, it shows this old woman, you know, who kind of created a fortress around herself, right? And she's clinging to all her possessions, and she thinks, you know, this is kind of like reassuring her. So in fact, the truth is, like, when you accumulate so much stuff that you're kind of adoring yourself, including she even has feathers over here and furs of living creatures, that even actually makes her ugly in the end. So this card really challenges us to look at what we're clinging to and what we feel we possess that is so valuable that it needs to be protected by this fortress. Are those our emotions? Are those our possessions? Are those the people who we find dear? But can we really hold them here? So keep in mind that like this doesn't even have to mean that you have to have a big bank balance or like this literally feathers, furs, and jewels. It could be really something simple, like sharing your time with a friend or taking a risk of expressing your love to another. So loosen your grip, kind of like feel the freedom of being able to be just who you are, and also feel free to share and just to see what kind of like happiness this can bring. So it's kind of like really interesting card. I'm actually really interested to see what the reading brings, because Capricorn is known to be hardworking sign. So sometimes, like, I mean, usually what is our best feature becomes our worst feature. So that's probably why it is. So here we go. We talk about dreams and hopes and wishes. And sometimes all these lofty things that we desire become overwhelming and we just do nothing in the end. So follow your dreams, Capricorn. So let's see what you have for these 2 weeks. You have Temperance reversed. Again, moderation is the key. Getting yourself to understand that there is a give and take process, kind of like things flow both ways, right? So joyfulness is needed, right? Integration with the other people. Do not hold, expand instead. And this also talks about, look, you have to return things to where they belong, right? You really cannot hold on to them, especially, you know, not to living beings. So what is in the root for you? There is something that makes you really happy, feeling victorious, feeling kind of like on the horse, feeling like I'm the winner. In the past, well, there was like some kind of like waking up of passion. So Page of Wands is really talking about it, like somebody studious, somebody kind of like trying to figure out the path and then really steps on the gas. So what is crowning you? Wow, another chariot. Like now, not only that we are planning, but now we actually have the chariot and we are commanding. This is victory. This is trouble. This is succeeding. But this is like succeeding after failing. This is succeeding after dusting ourselves off. And this is like obviously your focus for these 2 weeks. So what is really in front of you, Capricorn? Knave of chalices, but reverse. So there was some kind of passion and you're pulling away from this. Why is that? Or do you feel like you're going to be rejected? Or are you rejecting someone? This is some kind of love offer. And something that you really would feel would kind of like make you happy. But temperance means you're not in balance, right? So let's see really how you feel. Look, you feel like you have lost your soulmate. Or there is like no connection with your soulmate, or that it's not achievable dream for you. And I think this is what it is. You're not even extending an offer because of this. So what is in your environment? Whoa, tower, shakedown. Like something is going to happen that's going to bring an entire life to halt. And it's never a great thing when you see the tower. Tower is pretty tough. Tower is equivalent of a car accident. Something that really hits you. Something you have to stop with everything. You have to reassess where you are, and then you have to fix things. And these things have to be done properly in order to kind of pass the test. So your environment will be challenging you. Things will be coming to your side that have to be addressed. See, this is you, Capricorn. Look, mode of transportation, a goat. Yeah, you're going really far, and to make it worse, it is reversed. So you kind of like want some kind of love, and I think this all really is telling me one story here. Look, this is really fear-based kind of thinking. You maybe feel you're a little bit out of balance, and this also can mean issues with alcohol as well, because things are not in moderation here, right? And because you're out of balance, you feel that everything you do kind of like is actually much bigger or much smaller than they are. You kind of like want this big victory, right? But then like you're like a small old mouse when it comes to things that are really things of the heart, right? So it's going to be some kind of shakedown to your values, to maybe things in your life. It could be really actual things. It could be literally the thunder happening in your area. But this generally talks about metaphysical thunder or metaphorical thunder, something that is going to happen. You see, this is the fear that I was telling about. This is kind of like, okay, so what happened? I'm kind of shunned. Like, I mean, if I do this, what I plan to do, I'm not going to be accepted anymore, because this is a church. So why are these two creatures that would need help more than anybody else, that would need more than anybody else to enter this church, not entering it? Let's figure out. Let's go into more details. So what was this passion all about? You were passionate, but you were also not charging ahead. You were really not sure what you want, right? This is kind of being overwhelmed, and there were things, and this is the card of secrets, and it's a card of something bubbling up to the surface, and maybe you're not willing to see it, maybe wanting to go and not wanting to go. This card is connected to Pisces, so hence, you know, it could be either that you were dealing with something really emotional, or you just simply cannot deal with something emotional. Or maybe you simply have a Pisces in your life that you don't know what to do with, and hence you kind of go forward but you go backward, or just within yourself. So what is about those accolades? Who wants to be admired? There is something from the past. The world. The world is turning in one direction, guys, right? So when you want to turn to go backwards, there was a place where you felt really important, where you felt admired, when you felt adored. So this is the place is where you want to go. Look, you're going from World to the Magician, and both of them are reversed. Don't fool yourself, guys. If this is talking about relationship, the relationship don't need victory. Like maybe you felt like $1 million over here, but what about your emotions? Like what about being who you are now and moving forward? Are you not recognizing yourself now? Why do you feel you have to present yourself as someone you are not? Or present yourself as know-it-all, where like you obviously have like huge strength. So this is showing that insecurity, and this whole 2 weeks I think is riddled with that. So let's see, what is this lack of moderation in the core? Again I see alcoholism. Again, King of Chalice is reversed. Also can talk about manipulation, emotional manipulation, not knowing where you're going emotionally, sort of like things playing tricks on yourself, right? Because both of them, look, they're dealing with their cups. One is actually pouring it and waiting for this rainbow, and second one, like everything is lost. Cat is in the ocean, cap is in the ocean, like the boat capsizes. And the Empress, children, creativity. Something feels stuck here. Now you have the Empress, and then you also have the Temperance. So this could be actually people involved, lots of people involved in your life. And this also could be dealing with children, or this also could talk about being overwhelmed with choices, right? It's also telling me a clinging behavior, and certainly this is a concern with addictions. Again, the signs that I see here would be, again, Pisces, Sagittarius, I see Aries, I see Taurus, and Libra. So what about this joyfulness? This is where you want to go. Yes, you want to cross. You want to kind of figure out which way you're going. And let's see, the things are coming from the past. This is a karmic card talking about something happened in the past that is still sticking around. And it is not giving you a good flavor. You want to move forward. This is kind of really strange. There are three people that are happy here. 3 of Cups. And yet moving forward from this happiness and coming back to it. So it is something from the past that should move forward. I don't know if this makes any sense to you guys. I would like to see your comments and see what you think about it. So this is again moving forward, charging forward, rushing forward. There is another karma card. Now you have the Justice, but it's reversed. There is like lack of balance in some of your lives, or maybe you're tracking people who are lacking balance. Be very careful about discharging ahead, because again, just like things are coming here from the past. Whoa, the Hierophant. And was there some kind of divorce or something, or like something feels not right, something feels, you kind of like feel a little bit lost, like almost like losing the reign of your own kind of chariot, like somebody else affecting it, something affecting it. And it could be to the way you were brought up, it could be by your environment, it could be by religion, like you were told this is the way it should be done, and then you do it and you don't get these rewards as you're promised. And it could be a little bit rebellious spirit, Knight of Swords, or maybe you're going to be speaking up about that. So this is one part which is significantly different from the second part over here. In this part here, you are kind of like thinking about the past and thinking how this past can reflect in the future. Lots of things here get intermingled. But here, now we are talking about this love offer that is not going forward. See, there is like some kind of closure, some kind of explanation, heart-to-heart conversation, apology. that you either expecting or you have to give in order to reach this ultimate fulfillment, happily coming together, happily together. So maybe you're not giving an offer because you're waiting for this, or your offer is not accepted because they're waiting on this. So let's see what happens with this soulmate that you're not with. Look, wow, these two cards rarely come together. Unfortunately, they both came reversed, so this is definitely talking about somebody karmic you're not with. Lovers and Two of Cups reversed. It's you feel one with someone, but you're not with this person. You want to move ahead. Again, this is your kind of like suit, the Pentacles, but at best you are like only able to move slowly ahead. And we see it here as well, right? So I guess you are denying yourself something. You're living in the past, or you're living almost, some of you are living false life, or you're attracting people who are kind of like big talkers. So something happens. Something happens that is going to make you rebuild certain things and move to the next stage and drop the burdens. This is good. Almost like in this case, because both of them are fire, something is going to happen so passionate. You see, something that you have already had in the past connected to this emotional kind of issues, or connected to Pisces, and now it's going to be a big bang, literally big bang, because like Four of Wands talks about moving forward to the next stage, but something has to stop before moving forward, and something that has been burdened is no longer going to be burdened. And then again, you move forward here, right? And then there is a test that you kind of like, oh gosh, it's not going to happen. It's a fear. But then again, you're coming back to it. And then you render yourself. It's kind of like a lots of back and forth. And this is, I guess, now why this card came out. When it came out, I was wondering, maybe I should shuffle it again. It's like not a really happy card. And then I felt, I'm not going to be true to you and to my craft, because I have to tell the truth. I don't want to sugarcoat. I don't want to do anything, because if you come to my readings in the beginning of these 2 weeks, in the middle, and in the end, each time you're going to get a different message. And that message is going to be true only if the original configuration comes out. So all these layers have to connect with so many of you that are listening to this. So now I'm seeing what's going on here. Maybe you got lost into accomplishments, right? Because you want to be admired. You want to go to back the way it was. Maybe the way it was maybe you got away with big talk. Maybe you got away with you being respected for achievement. But now you want happiness, Money cannot buy love, kind of a thing they say. And I think things are falling back in place, because you have 10 of Cups, you have 2 of Cups, and you have the Lovers. You're realizing the value in life. And you're coming back to something, and it looks like there is some kind of unsolved business over here. So that's why you have love yourself first, which kind of has to be remedied in order to give something, because you're coming back to something maybe you feel guilty about. Maybe you feel wronged about. And there are certainly romantic feelings over there, but you need to know how to share them, because looks like to me you're still this emotional miser. You're kind of like still holding things in, and this is why this came in. You maybe have all these emotions you can offer, but you're not offering them. You are not knocking on the door. You are not asking for help. Asking for help is important, because 1, it shows you're vulnerable. 2, it shows you a feeling of greatness about this planet, about humanity, that other people, complete strangers, will be able to help you, will be willing to help you. And look, so you're going from this Knave of Wands, was just like sharpening his claws on, okay, where do I want to go, to charging ahead. Knight of Wands. You know what? I am out in the cold, but I'm charging ahead. And maybe there will be messages. Eight of Wands talks about trouble, talks about passion again, talks about love messages, talks about possible declaration of love. So let me take my Gypsy card deck and clarify a few things. So again, let's see which signs I see. I see Pisces, I see Libra, I see Cancer, I see Taurus, I see, I told you, Sagittarius, Gemini. That's it. So when I say that I see these signs, that doesn't have to necessarily be the person in the sign, but it could be somebody who has the sign really prominent in their chart. It also could mean that those qualities of those signs will be really, really prominent. So I tell you these qualities as they kind of come along. So I want to see first this judgment, because like you have these karma cards, which to me are really important. So let's see what is about this judgment here. Why is this judgment here reversed for you, Capricorn? Judgment reversed. What is this all about? Yeah, it was a decision about love. That's why you're going forward and backward. And then with the weather. Gosh, I'm getting this for you all the time. Look. A married guy, no longer a married guy. The end of something. Judgment is when you die and something else is, so whoa, this is kind of scary. So let's see the other, the Justice card, which is another karma card. Did we see what is on the bottom yet? Oh, 7, living in the fantasy world. Yeah, living in a fantasy world, but not really doing anything to go toward your fantasy. So what is this Justice for Capricorn? Justice for Capricorn. Justice for Capricorn. Yeah, you see again, this misfortune is this Tower. And this is the light kind of feeling. Something is heavily weighing on your mind. Really, really heavily. So what is this Knight of Swords? Because swords are communication. The Knight of Swords is like fearless communication. It's something charging forward. Like this is the fastest moving knight. Even though this knight is moving fast, guess who is moving faster, right? The swords are the fastest moving sign. Then you have Wands. Then you have Pentacles. And I think we did have a Pentacle. So just compare the modes of transportation that they have. Look at that, right? Kind of like they are not moving with the same speed. And the last one is moving on a turtle. So that's basically what's happening here. Basically moving, charging ahead. So I want to know, what is this fastest moving knight? What's going to start moving so fast over here? Knight of Swords. See, it is about somebody. Like, look, you have the love. You like here, guys. Something has died, but it's not forgotten. And there is somebody else, which kind of is the same thing as this Two of Cups here. Let's see one more card. Two more. See the sadness over something. And conversations that didn't happen. So, again, it is back and forth. You maybe want to go forward with something, but you're not going forward, and hence that's why this karma steps in. You have like now Tower twice. So let me see, what is this Tower all about? And it's not going to be really, maybe not even you. It's going to come around you, this Tower. And this Tower is really going to relate it to the sense of justice. It could be legal affairs, guys. It could be contracts. It could be simply that something is getting straightened out, but it's not going to really work in your favor. It's going to work against you. You're going to feel real heaviness about that. So let's see, what is this all about? The Tower for Capricorn. See, like, you'll feel unlucky and melancholic. So there is, again, keeps coming back. Every single cluster is telling me about going back to something, into place where you felt safe. So this is what it is. Don't be miserable. So let's see, what is this Miser all about? What is this Miser? What is the true meaning of this Miser for Capricorn? Give me this Miser definition for Capricorn. Somebody younger or a child. that you want to reunite with. Since somebody younger you want to reunite, maybe have a baby with, start something new. But look, you think that you're like deceiving yourself and you're hopeless about that. That's what this is all about. And that's why you're miser. You're holding on to what you already have, thinking that you don't deserve or you cannot get any more than you have. That's why it is, Capricorn. So remember, your lesson is to try to share and be brave to share. Give it a try. What's the worst thing that can happen? Let's see what happens. Guys, I would love to hear your comments. And please subscribe, like, and share. And I hope to see you on the Facebook. Thanks again for listening. And in about a week, there will be monthlies for August. All the best. Love you.